In this episode, we want to show you enhancements we have done to backing up and restoring VMware virtual machines. One of the enhancements we've done is regarding browsing for virtual machines. So what has been introduced recently is the ability to filter for certain elements and making sure that the browsing of virtual machines is much quicker than before. That's actually exactly what happened just in this very second. Instead of reading everything from the vCenter server, the standard filtering that we're using is for host and clusters now. So we're only looking for host and clusters because that is the most important objects we want to see while configuring backups. You can also limit for virtual machines and templates if you want to back up from a different angle or point of view. So if you now create virtual machine backups, the rest of it is more or less the complete same standard as you know. So when you have finished your backup job and you want to work on that and change it, what you needed to do in the past is also to browse for new virtual machines that came in or new groups or change groups. And every time you do a new selection and you want to show all the changes, all the information from the vCenter was read in. So this time, as you've seen that before, when you change a backup job afterwards, you can still use the same kind of filtering as used before. And especially for environments with very huge amounts of virtual machines, this is very much faster than you've seen that before. So if you go to Restore and you go and look up your virtual environment, then of course you see all your virtual machines that you have backed up in the past. One of the new options that you have now is when you right click the virtual machine, you can actually restore a virtual machine as a new virtual machine, so a machine that didn't exist before. If you click that new feature, you can give it a certain name, and you can restore a virtual machine whatever for demo or test purposes. This is one of the new functionality you have. The other one is when you're doing restores and you have done your initial configuration on which system to back up to and whether or not to restore it into the original location. You have a couple more options now, or at least one more option on the restore side, which is keeping that virtual machine for forensics. So this is for the special event where the virtual machine has crashed or whatever is broken, it's not usable. But you don't want to just overwrite that virtual machine. You want to keep that virtual machine for forensic analysis, since you want to find out why it crashed and what's the reason for it, and to prevent that from happening again. So you can keep that virtual machine. It is renamed under a different name, and you have all the time in the world to work on that virtual machine, find out why it crashed, and come up with appropriate activity.